Hey everyone, Gary here with RoXolid Productions again, and it just struck me that in all of our different videos that we've done talking about cutting the cord and the different features of the services that are out there, I've never talked specifically about the hardware and if you should buy, well, what I'm using here. So basically what we're going to look at today is the nVidia Sheild TV, and this is the latest edition, the 2017 edition. You're going to get 4K HDR out of it too. Another thing that you get is the latest and greatest version of Android TV, which you see behind me here. So out of the box, it comes with the unit itself, and there are two different options out there. There is the standard version, which typically runs about $200, and then there's the Pro version. The only difference between these two versions is the size of the onboard storage. The unit that I have here, I'm using the standard version. Now, I'm also using this as my Plex server. We'll get into Plex in a few minutes. But if I'm using it for Plex, how am I getting by with only 16 gigs of onboard storage? Well, I actually have a 2 terabyte hard drive hooked up to my nVidia Sheild TV, and I have that mapped to use as onboard storage. So essentially, I have 2 terabytes plus 16 gigabytes for my total storage. Now, obviously a little bit less because you have the operating system and other things that take up space before you even fire anything up. But I essentially have close to 2 terabytes worth of storage in this system itself. Comes out of the box with this very nice, very slim remote control, and you have a couple different features on here. First of all, towards the top, there's a microphone so you can speak into it to do search results. You have your circle around, which allows you to navigate left or right, up and down. Your center button here, which is to select an item if you actually want to enter or start an app or a show. You have back, home, and then here's the button that you hit to initiate your microphone for searches. And something that many people may not realize, but you actually have a slider control here, and as you can see, the volume is going up and down to adjust the volume. So you can leave your TV or soundbar set and forget and adjust everything right here. Now, depending on the app that you're in, it may say that sound is set only to come through the soundbar, so it disables this functionality, comes through your soundbar, TV, what have you. In addition to this remote, it also comes with this controller here too. I'd say very similar to an Xbox 360 controller, very angular shapes and edges, very square shapes on the controller itself. Overall, pretty comfortable. Does operate on Bluetooth, so you do have your wireless connection. Now, you may also be wondering, I keep pointing back here, and you may be wondering where the nVidia Sheild TV is. I actually have it wire tied to the back of my TV back here. So the great thing, out of sight, out of mind. It's a very small, convenient little device. It works amazingly well. Now, back to the controller here too. So you have your dual analog sticks, 2 triggers, top and left and right, 2 shoulder buttons. Very similar to the remote control, as you do have a volume slider here. You have your home, your back key, and then a start key as well. And then depending on what you're utilizing, you can remap these within different apps as well. So why did I go with the nVidia Sheild TV? Well, first and foremost, like I already mentioned, I'm cutting the cord. So I wanted to have something that can utilize or that I can utilize on a day in and day out basis and not have to worry about things like updates or the quality of the device. I didn't want something that took up a huge amount of space too. I'm coming from DirecTV, so I had a huge receiver as it was. It was just annoying. This, like I say, it's so small and light, I have it wire tied to the back of my TV mount here so that I can conveniently go ahead and keep it out of the way. Because it's not line of sight for the remote or anything, I can do that and it works just fine. So I also wanted to use it not only for cutting the cord with the live channels and some of the other apps that we have on here, I also wanted to use it for my Plex media server, and I love Plex. See, I'm one of these people that I don't like physical media unless I'm dealing with video games. Then I want the actual physical media on there. But for all my movies and everything, I have everything right here on my home server on Plex. So I'm going to dive in here real quick. Plex is a great service. You can use it completely free if you wanted to. There is the Plex Pass available too that unlocks additional features such as the over-the-air DVR functionality too, or the cord-cutting DVR. So if I go to my library here, I can quickly and easily look at my movies. You hear my dog in the background making noise. My movies, tablet movies, and then I have my TV shows, which works with my HD home run from Silicon Dust. So under here, if I'm going to go to movies real quick, like I've got my copy of Logan, Rings, Assassin's Creed, Moana, Sing, Split. These are all DVDs or Blu-rays that I've purchased, and I've simply converted to digital. Above and beyond that, again, the TV show functionality that we've talked in the past on cord cutting, where I have, through my cable service, I get basic cable for free on my service. So I get my NBC, CBS, Fox, PBS, my basic broadcast channels through that service. So for example, if I want to go back and watch the America's Got Talent, I can go into here, and then I can also even further go into it, and I can go to my season, or I can go to the show. Let's go to the season, and you can see that it's season 12, and I can either shuffle, play a trailer, mark it as watched, or more. And it has the individual episodes down below. So really nice and intuitive. It gives you a real quick thumbnail of what you're looking at, so you don't have to kind of guess what you're looking at either. But actually, let's go to the Flash, because I can go more, again, go to season, and season 3, these are the different episodes that have all been recorded already. Quality is very good. I'll just play this one for a moment so you can see. This is talking to the server side of things right now, beginning to play. You're kind of tied to the resolution of what you're receiving through your cable over-the-air provider or satellite provider on here. Actually, with the HD Home Run, it won't work with satellite, so cable if you are using that version, or over-the-air. Really good sound and everything too. Very happy with the way that works. So Plex is a big reason why I wanted to go with an nVidia Sheild TV. So great, does it do it well? Yes, it works phenomenally. And I do have the Plex Pass, $5 a month. Otherwise, I believe it is $120 or $140 for a lifetime. You can do an annual pass as well. I think is like $40. Definitely worth the money to do that. You can also do live TV through Plex and through the nVidia Sheild TV. So I can go to my program guide, and I can see what's coming up now, and this is showing me everything that's live through my provider here. So if I want to see How I Met Your Mother, go ahead and hit that. Gives me an option to watch, record, go to show. I'm going to just click to watch. Also gave me down here what channel that it's coming through, the time and everything. And I don't know if you noticed, nobody cares about the Cardinals or Cubs. Go Brew Crew. But it'll give you the approximate time that's left too. And then you can, as you can see, all that I did was I pressed the down button, and that allows me to see other things that are coming on or that are currently on, scroll through while it still is operating in the background. So really nice interface there through Plex. I'm going to back out of here. And then Plex does have the channels available too, so like Comedy Central, Freeform, CBS, South Park USA, a couple other ones that I have on there. So I'm going to back out of here, back to our main menu. Again, very simple, very easy to use. I would say doesn't matter if you are an Android user or an iOS user, you should be able to utilize Android TV and not have any issues right now. Unlike the issues I'm having right now with my dog chewing on a bone down below me. So that's kind of crunching you hearing below me. You can also go ahead, this top row is like suggested content based on subscriptions that you have, things that you've unlocked. So this is something that's showing right now on WBIU, one of the local affiliates in HD. This is tied into my Disney app that I have, Fox Now, the Weather Channel, the Weather Network, some of the other things that we have on there too. Down below, this is your app drawer essentially, and you can rearrange this any way that you see fit. Like what I tend to use the most, live channels, Netflix, Plex. Those are my 3 biggies. Everything else is further down the line. I just don't use it as often. Now say I want to take the Google Play Store and I want to move it down. Quick and easy. All that you do is you hold down the center button, it'll highlight it, it'll grab it, and then move it down here for you. Once I'm done, just click done and we're good. Now this is its permanent home until I decide if I'd want to move it down somewhere else. Now one other thing you may notice here too is the fact that I have Netflix, I have Plex, I have the Google Play Store, but I also have Amazon Video. This will do Google Play Store videos, so anything that you have through there, plus Amazon Video. You don't need to get a separate Fire TV box or anything like that. This will do it all in one. Another thing that I really like, I don't like waiting around for the scrolling weather, and a lot of times it's not my area. You know, this is a free app, My Radar. I can go in here and I can see the weather for about where we're at. So it looks like we've got a line of thunderstorms out to the west there, something north of Burlington. Actually looks kind of severe, but this kind of gives you an idea where in the US I'm at. And I can go to those and change settings too. Now, because it's based on Android at its core, you can quickly and easily multitask and go to other things that you've had open. So for example, all I have to do is double click the home button and that'll open up my recent apps. So let's say I want to go back to Plex, all I do is arrow over, hit that button, bam, I'm right back into Plex. Say I want to go back to the My Radar, same thing, really quick and easy. What you can do as well is if you are done with an app, have it highlighted, kind of like what we have here. Press the down arrow, it'll give you to an X to dismiss. Do that again, bam, that's all closed. You want to do that occasionally just to make sure you don't have a whole lot of stuff running in the background that you're just not using. So as you can see here, there's a lot of different apps for things like the Food Network, Fox Now, HGTV, MLB TV, Go Brewers, Fox Sports Go, Comedy Central, YouTube. There's a ton of different broadcast apps that are out there. Like in some of our other videos that we've covered, there is a Sling TV app that you can run right from here. There is an app for the PlayStation Vue you can run right from here. DirecTV Now, you have to use very similar to a Chromecast, where you basically cast to your Android TV. In addition to the video services, this is also a great video game system too. And nVidia has their own kind of marketplace for you to go in and see the different games that are out there. NBA Jam on this is outstanding. It plays just as well and it's just as much fun as back in the old 16-bit era days from the Super NES and the Genesis. The Super NES version was better, by the way. You can go ahead from here, you can select if you want to play games from your library now. You can go through and you can see what games you already have. They have a subscription service called GeForce Now where you can go ahead and purchase games if you want to. And then you also have stuff where if you are subscribed, you get free to play games too. Now, above and beyond that, you do have the option to run some other types of programs on here. For example, it will run emulators on here. I do have an N64 emulator on here, a Super NES emulator, an NES emulator. I have run RetroArch on here. There's my NBA Jam. Altered Beast and Comic Zones are available right through the Google Play Store, kind of. So because this runs on Android TV and not your regular Android 6.0, Android 7.0 like what the phones and tablets run, you have access to different apps directly through the Google Play Store. Now what you can do is you can actually utilize this somewhat like a desktop computer, go into a browser and download directly from the Google Play Store that way and install it on here. It's kind of a backwards way to do it, and one of the issues I'm running into right now, like on both Comic Zone and Altered Beast, there's updates available. I can't update, so what I'm going to have to do is uninstall and reinstall these to get the updates to work properly. It's just a minor inconvenience. Speaking of which, there are a number of things that you can do to kind of tweak the way the system works. There's a way that you can install a Chrome browser on here. But if you have a Chrome browser running, how am I going to enter anything with either this remote or that controller? And it's pretty easy to do. And as you can see, the last time I launched this, I was looking up something on the Apple website. So let's go out of here and how do I enter anything? well, up, down, left, right doesn't do anything. If you're going to get one of these, I highly recommend picking up one of these Logitech Bluetooth keyboards. Now, it does come with a little dongle that will take up one of your two slots in the USB on the back of your system. Like I'm using a hard drive that also takes up the other slot, so I'm completely full. You can actually get a like a multi-port USB bridge that you can utilize for something like this. So what I use for this is I've got a trackpad here for a mouse. There's my cursor. And now let's say I just want to go, let's see how my Brewers did today. So we're going to go to MilwaukeeBrewers.com. And there we have the official website of the Milwaukee Brewers. You still have things such as pop-ups that will happen. It's basically looking at it like you're running a Chrome browser on a, I believe this reads this as a mobile mode, but you can request desktop sites instead of a mobile site if you want to. And unfortunately, it looks like the slide has continued. My Brewers lost 4-2, completing the 4-game sweep. Dear Lord, that's something really bad. But on this keyboard here, and this is the K400 Plus, you have a number of different function buttons. So as you saw, I just was hitting the back arrow to go back. I have a home button, multi-window. There's a lot of different functionality right on here. So if I want to go home, there's that. I can use the up, down, left, right keys to navigate through the system here if I wanted to. And overall, just it really kind of makes it like a mini PC in your home, especially if you access things such as your Google Drive, Google Docs. You can do word processing, spreadsheeting right on your television if you'd like, if it does become more convenient to do. I really love it. In my estimation, you know, we start these off with, should you subscribe, cut the cord, what have you, should you buy an nVidia Sheild TV? I'd say if you're interested in doing any kind of media streaming, if you have a 4K or 1080p TV, if you utilize apps such as MLB TV, Fox Sports, YouTube, Amazon Video, Netflix, absolutely. For $200, it's a great little streaming box. And it's one of those things where it's easy enough. I feel confident that after minimal teaching, I can hand the controller to my father, who is in his 70s, and know that he would be able to utilize it. Finally here, I just want to show you too, and this is something that Google is expanding to other platforms in the near future, is the live channel functionality. So as you can see, really nice picture. I can hit my center button and I can see what I have on now. It's a 16:9 picture, full HD, 5.1 audio there too. Coming back to it, I can go to my program guide. There is, through the HD Home Run service, there is a DVR function. You have to subscribe to that separately. I have not done that. So you can see I'm not getting anything coming through there. And then it allows me also to open the HD Home Run app if I so desired. Basically what it does is it just takes this and it integrates it into one. But one of the other cool things that the Channels app does, you've got your channel guide and everything, which is pretty nice here as well. You can't hear it right now, but the audio is playing in the background here too. And in addition to the channels that I have that come through, you also have a number of channels that are available completely free of charge through the nVidia Sheild TV and through the channels itself, like CNBC, Cheddar, CBSN, Newsmax, Sky News, the Weather Network, Bloomberg, Fear Factor. Pro Wrestling, this one is kind of neat. I've always been somewhat interested in NWA, TNA, but I never really watched a whole lot. They've got full pay-per-views that normally you would charge 30, 40, 50 bucks for, available on here if you'd ever want to kind of catch up on the past of TNA Pro Wrestling, now Global Force Wrestling, Extreme Sports, News, Poker, Kickboxing. There's a lot of different stuff that you can find on here. The Onion has their own channel on here, and it's all free, and free is good. So yes, like I say, the nVidia Sheild TV, a big thumbs up. Yes, you should buy one if you have any interest in cutting the cord any interest in streaming media, any interest in really having an exceptional way to incorporate Android TV into any television that you have in your home. I do thank you for watching. If you do have any comments, make sure you add them down below. I answer every single one of them. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel, the subscribership. We've really been growing over the past couple weeks. Would love to see that continue to grow. Thank you for all of you who have subscribed, and thank you to all those who will be subscribing shortly. Look for more information on streaming devices. Our next Should You Buy, probably going to be on the Roku player, the $50 version that you guys saw me use during the DirecTV Now review. So again, I am Gary with RoXolid Productions. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.